Hello, I'm Adam Lindquist, the Director of the Healthy Harbor Initiative at the Waterfront Partnership in Baltimore, Maryland. Today I'm going to show you a fun experiment that you can do at home that will teach you how rain gardens can be used to keep our streams, rivers, and even the harbor right here in Baltimore clean. Now, a rain garden is a special type of garden that's designed to capture rainwater, slow it down, and filter it. So your challenge is to build and test a model rain garden using things you find in and around your home. Here's what you'll need. First, you'll need something to contain your model rain garden. I'm using this 1-liter bottle that I've cut in half and then flipped over. But you can use a funnel, a colander, anything that can hold your media but allow water to pass through. Second, you need something to capture your filtered water. You can see I'm using the bottom of the bottle. And then you'll need a paper towel or coffee filter. Now let's get your media. Media is the material in your rain garden that's going to do the filtering. You can get creative, but you should try to stick with natural materials like potting soil, mulch, pebbles, and sand. So you can substitute any of these for what you have in or around your home. For example, I don't have any sand, so I'm using this walnut-based cat litter instead. Now I'm going to give you my recipe for homemade polluted stormwater runoff. First, get 1.5 cups of clean drinking water. Then add 1 teaspoon of cooking oil to represent oil leaking from vehicles, or maybe an oil spill like we've seen in the Baltimore Harbor. Then add a tablespoon of potting soil to represent sediment that gets suspended in the water when it's carried off a yard or maybe a construction site. Next, add a teaspoon of salt to represent road salt. Then drop 2 drops of food coloring in to represent all of the invisible pollution that you can't see. Things like bacteria from pet waste, or maybe fertilizer from lawns. Finally, add 1 tablespoon of your favorite breakfast cereal to represent trash and litter. Now stir it all up, and you have your polluted water. Next, we will make our rain garden model, and your goal is to do 2 things: absorb as much water as possible and filter out the pollutants. Start by placing a paper towel or coffee filter at the bottom of your container. That's going to keep your media from falling out the bottom. Next, you want to make 3 to 4 layers of media. I'm going to start by adding a layer of pebbles to the bottom. That will ensure that the drain at the bottom doesn't get clogged. On top of those pebbles, I'm going to add my sand/cat litter layer. On top of that, I'm going to put my soil, because obviously I want plants to be able to grow in my rain garden. And on top of all of that, a final layer of mulch. Alright, now it's time to test your rain garden. But before you pour your polluted stormwater, I want you to make some predictions. Do you think you'll have a lot less water or just a little less water? And do you think the water will be cleaner or dirtier after it passes through all these layers of sand, dirt, and rocks? Now it's time to pour your dirty water into your filter. After 60 seconds, measure how much water flowed through your rain garden model. Now let's think about our results. Remember, our first challenge was to absorb rainwater. How much water did your filter absorb? Mine absorbed about a half a cup of water, or about 1/3 of all the water that I poured into it. Our second challenge was to filter pollutants out of the water. Did your rain garden do that? How do you know? When I look at my filtered water, I no longer see an oil sheen or any of the sediment or the trash that was originally in my stormwater, but I still see the yellow food coloring. So what have we learned? Well, rain gardens can absorb a lot of water, which helps reduce the amount of pollution flowing into our streams and into the Baltimore Harbor and Chesapeake Bay. What do you think you could do to improve your rain garden model? Why not build another one to see if you can absorb and filter even more water? Good luck!